Let's see. Okay. I think this is on now. Okay, this is it. Okay, we're not going to quite reveal what's behind door number 1 here. We're going to take the back wheel off. Welcome to the live feed show, 11/5/23. And we're going to take this back wheel off and we're going to repair a hub. We're going to repair a hub like this. What's happening is inside the hub, this is a Sturmey Archer 3-speed hub, dated 4/69. Anyway, inside this hub, way in the back, there's little ratchet areas. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see them. Maybe I can get a light for you. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see down in there. See those little notches way in there? Oh, yeah, there you go. Way in the back, there's like some little notches built into the case. You can kind of see them there. Anyway, in this particular hub on the bike, it's doing some dangerous stuff. It's not catching. And what's happening is, I believe it's this piece here. Yeah, I believe it's this one here. What should be happening is these little sprags here, they kick out. Let's see. Yeah, see that little sprag that kicks out and catches the back of that hub and turns it. I've already robbed the springs off of this part, but I have some new replacement springs, and I can show you on this other piece too. Here we go. Yeah, these little devils. These little things kick out, and they're supposed to be on a spring, and they catch the hub. Dang. Okay. That one right there. Yeah, that thing is supposed to be on a spring and it catches the hub. And I think the problem with this bike is the springs are very weak inside of there. So we're going to get this wheel off, but I'll show you what's going on first. Well, actually, we should just reveal what kind of bike this is, because I said there was going to be a big reveal. And that's it, the big reveal. This is a early 70s AMF Roadster, AMF Roadmaster, Voyager. It wasn't originally a 3-speed bike. I bought it at an antique store, and it was just a coaster brake bike with everything was completely rusted and frozen. It was like a $10 special. Anyway, so now we've got a rally back rim on it, which is not Schwinn, which accepts a 26 by 1 3/8 non-S5 wheel. And the front wheel is not rally, but it's also another 26 by 1 3/8 non-Schwinn. This bike doesn't really take Schwinn wheels. You could probably put them on, but it doesn't really, it's too close to the fenders. It's a little bigger. Anyway, I've got this thing dialed in for super low gears. We've got a really low gear in the front, and we've got a 24 in the back. And it's quite low geared for around here. It's actually really nice. But the main problem is tonight we're going to get into this hub because it's doing this weird coasting thing. Oh, hey, Bog Body. Hey, how you doing? Okay, so it's doing this weird coasting thing. Like you're in high. Okay, it's got a stick shift, obviously. You guys didn't. Well, let's get you in here so you can check it out. We got stick shift action here. So I think that's in low right now. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's low. Let's put it in high. And I should be able to show you what's going on with the coasting. It's a real problem and we got to fix it. All right, so you're in high and you're pedaling and you coast a little. And then when you go to re-pedal, boom, it's got that big play in it. Every time. Sometimes even worse. Sometimes it goes a whole revolution. You know what I mean? That should click like when you're pedaling and you undo it and you coast, it should click like there right now. But it's not. You're going another. It's not doing as much under load, and when you're riding it, it's really bad. Like you coast, and then you. It's I can't really duplicate it here. A little bit there here. Yeah, it's got some catching issues. Let's try first. Oh yeah, first is really bad. Okay, so here's first, and we're gonna coast. And now we're gonna try to pedal again. Oh yeah, yeah, you can see what's going on. There's a lot of play to catch first again. And you know what? That's just not happening. That's not on my shift. And we're gonna tear into this hub right now. Let's get it off of here, and we'll tear into it. 15 millimeter. First, you undo this. Now on stick shift bikes, let's put this back in third. On bikes with a stick shift 3, especially, there's a little spring in here, a little overload spring. Inside of this is like a little spring. And it's to prevent little kids, and adults, from smashing on this shifter too hard and breaking the cable. Because people want to use a stick shift like a car. Anyway, there's a little spring in there, and it's called an overload spring. That's why this is so mambo big. There's an overload spring in here. And all stick shifts that are on the frame should really have that. Unless you're just really savvy and you can, you could probably do it. But let's just face it, it's there for a reason. It's there so people don't smash down on the lever like they're driving a 4-speed GTO or something. Anyway, let's get this off. We got stuff to do. Okay, that's off. We'll just put that through the frame right there. We're going to take this actuator chain out right now. And let's see, should it run through? I think it'll fit through the brakes. They're not that hardcore. All right, we got the wheel off. Now, to get this 3-speed apart, first thing you do on the non-drive side, the first thing you do is take the gear off because you're going to have to deal with that. You got to take this gear off. Let's see if we can get you. I have to reposition this camera. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe. Oh, these live feeds are always kind of difficult. Okay, so now we got this in the lap. Oh yeah, we can lap feed. So first thing we're going to do is take this gear off. I do believe this is a 24. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, it's a 24. Yeah, this is a 24 gear. It fits Sturmey Archer. You can get them. They're a little bit pricey. They're like $15 or something. It's kind of dark in here. Now, always put your finger right there. so this doesn't pop off and hit you in the eye. See? Because eyes are good to have. Okay, so this, now I've messed with this to make this chain right, and I have to remember that this goes back on the dish up, and there's these two spacers here. Well, I won't forget that. And that makes it perfect for what I'm doing with the chain over there. This bike did not come with a 3-speed, and it definitely didn't come with a 3-speed with a 24-inch tooth. All right, so we got that off. We know that's coming off. So now take these off. A lot of people misplace these. These are really important. That's a really important piece. That goes on that little flat washer, a flat axle. The axle has two little flat spots in it. A lot of people misplace that when they're doing stuff. This is really important. This is a really important piece. It locates the flat of the axle in the frame so it doesn't spin and spin up on these adjusters. Without that, your 3-speed is probably going to come apart. It's probably going to fall apart. All right, same on the other side. We'll take these off right now. Same on the other side. One of those, very important to have. That piece really does a lot for you. And there's a little serrated washer that helps out. And then there's the where the chain goes through, the little chain guide. This piece, this little piece goes through that nut. Okay, it goes into the hub. All right, so now we got that off. And we'll take this dust cover off because we can right now. It's all clean. Okay, so this, we don't mess with this side yet. Okay, we mess with this side, the non-drive side. You want to undo this first. And to do that, you've got to get a right cone wrench. What do we got here? Okay, that doesn't quite go in there. Let's see here. There's a 17. Looks like a 17 will go in there for a second. And I believe the other one is 15. That is I think this is a 15 here. Yep. Okay, so we held the back cone with the 17, and we're using the cone wrench on the 15, and we're going to take that out. Okay. And on this particular one, there's a little spacer here. Not all of those have it, but that's the spacer. It goes in between the jam nut and this other little adjuster, which we're about to undo. Now, there should be a spring behind here. And I think that's what's wrong with Siggy Sauer's bike. We're doing this for a subscriber. I believe his spring is broken, or there's just a bunch of gunk in there. But so this comes out. Any day now. Glacial pace. All right, inspect the cone. The cone looks pretty good. I see some brindling. It's not too bad, though. Yeah, a nice good wear pattern on there. That's a decent used cone. So now, okay, so there is a spring in there. We can't get to it yet. So, okay, here's the problem. Oh, I undid that. I can't get it out. What's happening? Oh, I can't get this out. I undid this. It's not coming out. I'm giving up on 3 speeds for life. Don't have a tizzy. Tip it back up. And now there is a little notch here. And I'll show you on this one I have apart so you know exactly what's going on. What we're going to do now, there's a little piece on the drive side. And what we're going to do, Okay, so we're going to come in with a cold chisel or a punch, and we're going to hit that little notch there. You see the notch? And we're going to go, if you were looking at it, it would be counterclockwise. Okay, so you're just going in, you want to come counterclockwise. So this is just a spare hub, so you can see what's going on. You will not get anything out of the hub if you undo the other bearing or all that stuff. At this point, you have to undo this big, crazy lock ring thing. And you can try to use something like this. You know, you can try, but it's not going to work. You can try to use something like that, but it's not going to work. You got to smack it. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. You have to smack this thing. Now, we're not out in the shop. I'm going to have to put it on my lap and smack it. Oh, that didn't sound right. Okay, so let's see here. Let me get a chisel. I'm trying to find this little chisel. Give me a second. There's one. Okay. Like a little punch. Not a center punch. Something with a flat edge. Like that. And we're going to go in and we're going to smack it counterclockwise. And it's just going to magically come out. You're going to love it. Yeah. We're going to smack it. We're going to lap smack it. Okay, so yeah, I should have this out in the shop in a vise and some soft jaws, but we're in here in the living room. And so we're going to put the punch there. Let's see if you guys can see what's going on. Okay, so there's that ring I was talking about. It's this one. We're going to hit that ring on the notch. That little notch right there. You see the notch. We're going to hit that counterclockwise. You ready? It's going to be fun. Yay, did you hear that tone difference? At first it wasn't moving. I whacked it a few more times, and then the tone changed, and you can probably just grab it by hand now. Oh yeah, see? Coming right out. All right, good. But, you know, you do have to kind of whack it. Okay. Right. So we have successfully loosened that part, that little spinny out part. And now we're going to take this hub apart. We're going to take, I'm just showing you on this one. We're going to undo that, and then the whole kit and caboodle is going to come flying out of there. And then we can get to the goodies. Then we can change those springs I was talking about. Okay. Isn't this fun? Okay. There's the entire 3-speed mechanism. Nothing else comes out. Well, actually, yes, there is bearings over here. But those look good. There's a little seal here. I'll put this to the side just for a second. And you can pry this out. There's a little seal. Careful, you can pry it out, and then you can inspect this bearing. But I know this bearing is good. This bearing is fine. 3-speed bearings are really hard, and all they ever do is have light oil on them, hopefully, unless some little kids put some stuff in there they shouldn't have. And I think that's the problem with Siggy Sauer's bike. He said there was a lot of oil all over the hub, and you know, little kids and people not in the know see this little oiling spigot here, and they go off. They put like Wesson cooking oil in there or something. You know, 3-speed only needs a couple drops of 10 weight, 20 weight maybe. A couple drops of 10 weight. If it's been sitting a long time or when you're reassembling it, it doesn't need loads of grease. You might use a little grease to hold the bearings in place while you assemble it. You know, some very light grease or some tenacious oil or something. It's not a big, heavy grease item. It's light oil. And don't spray WD-40 inside of it. You'll ruin it'll kick up all the dirt and ruin some of the bearings usually. It helps it for a little while, but in the long run, you just ruined your hub. Don't spray WD-40 inside of a 3-speed. Okay, so we got that out. We're ready to go. We're not going to mess with this bearing on the other side. We're just going to leave that be for now. And we are going to inspect this and kind of look at these, what's going on here. Like, that one seems okay. It's got a little springy action. And then you go over to this one, and this one's kind of being a dumb bunny. It's not that strong. You know, it feels a little weak compared to the other one. This one feels strong. And it goes all the way out. And then you look at this one. This one doesn't go out as much. It's either in wrong, which I doubt, or the spring is kind of weak. So we're going to replace the springs. And I might just replace the springs in the other. There's another sprag in there too. I don't really know yet until I kind of undo this. But yeah, we might get into it completely. I'm not sure yet. But let me just show you about how these go together. So there's a piece like this. And you can take all this apart and clean it. And I think I've robbed the springs off of this many moons ago. These springs are gone. Yeah, I took these springs out a long time ago. But this piece goes in those gears. And then you assemble all the rest of the stuff around it. The clutch goes in there. That's the clutch. That goes in there. And then you put this little, this tiny little flat item in there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you take that. That's the part that your little actuator chain, that's the part that this threads into. When it's all together, this threads in. That's what you're threading in when you put this in your hub. You're threading into that little tiny bar that's pressing against a spring, that's pressing against the clutch and doing 3-speed magic in there. So, okay, so we're going to put this in just so you kind of know what's happening. I'm not going to tear this one all the way down. I'm just replacing those springs. Not today, anyway. I mean, this only goes a certain way. There's those flat spots that have to be flat. And the light is not good in here. There it is. Yeah, so those flat spots on that piece, that's not quite flat yet. Yeah, it goes in there, and that flat spot goes on that clutch. And so that'll ride back and forth when you change the gears. Okay, then this clutch piece goes on. Oh, that's right. This goes on next, yeah. And these have sprags too. See the little ones there? Bing bong. I don't know. I'm getting dirt on my computer. I don't know if I don't know which sprags are bad inside my hub, but I'm thinking it's probably that one I showed you earlier. So then this goes on these gears. And then this goes in the, right, there's a spring. This goes in the clutch body. Then there's this spring that goes in. And there's this other little piece. There it is. And then the bearing, which I can't find. Oh, well, there's a bearing. It's in this bag. The bearing goes in there. And then this piece tightens down on it. And then when you put this in, It threads into that little tiny piece I just showed you inside there, and it changes the gears back and forth. The clutch moves. It does 3-speed magic. That's all you really need to know. You have to just put it back together the way it came out. But this is a good tool to show you how it all breaks down. Like once you get it apart, you can take the clutch out, the clutch actuator out, the spring, and the little washer. And then this part comes off. And that's the part with the sprags too that catch things inside the hub. Yeah. So, do they catch in the hub? Where do they catch? Yeah. They also catch in there. Okay, so then you take the clutch out. To get the clutch out, you take that little pin out. There's that pin. You take that pin out. And I think that's what's going on with Siggy. There's goo. There's some kind of goo. Some kids put some 30 weight or some Wesson cooking oil, or maybe there's dirt. But if there's stuff all over the hub, someone's been oiling it. You just put a couple drops in there. So I think on yours, Siggy, I think this part is the part that needs to be cleaned. Make sure that's moving around and doing stuff. So take that apart, take that out, clean that really good, soak it, and make sure this part comes off. That's the clutch. And take the little clutch sleeve off and just clean those really good. And, since you're that far, you might as well just take the axle out too and clean up everything. Super shiny, clean, good. And, if you're really going to town, you can pull these 4 pegs out and you can take the gears out too. See, the gear does come out. There's 4 little pegs that fit in there. They go in a way that the pegs still kind of, when you put them in, the pegs still kind of sit up a little bit, and that touches the clutch. Okay, so there you have it. I think on our hub, the one we were going to actually get into and fix, which I may not tear all the way apart, I think it's these. I think it's these springs, which are missing on this one because I stole them. There's little sprags there. I think those are gone, but we have some brand new ones. Brand new. The Sturmey Archer factory. I don't know where they're from. They could be from Sturmey Archer factory. I don't know where they're from. We're going to put them on. Anyway, let's put this hub aside, this wheel, and let's look at this hub very carefully. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I wonder if I should look at those other ones too. These ones feel good. There's sprags in between here too. And these are catching really good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's these. Let's kind of throw it back in the hub and see if it's kind of being silly. It's hard to say. I wonder which sprags are not working right. Let's take a really good look at these springs. Yeah, I think what we're going to do, we've got 4 springs in this bag. I think we're going to, well, these feel okay. One's a little goofy though. One doesn't go out all the way. Let's take this goofy one out and replace the spring and make sure it's good. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, let's see here. Boy, I can barely see. Okay, we're taking this out now. We're taking that peg out, and we got to find out how this spring is going on. We got to put the new spring in. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah, I see it. Okay. We're just going to go for it. Yeah, I see it. It's a tiny little spring. It looks a little misshapen compared to these. It'd be nice to get one of these out, just one. Oh, I got one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Looks like it's been mangled. Yeah, this spring looks a little different than the replacement one. Well, we'll give it a shot. Might need some light in here. Oh, yeah, there's the sharp edge. Right, I think the sharp edge, there's an extra little edge on there. I don't know if you can see that. And I think that goes towards the outside, towards where the hub is. Yeah, okay. That would mean, yeah, it goes like that. Okay. Wow, this is really, really fiddly. Okay, there's that. And we know that this goes. Right. Right, this goes that way. Ooh. Okay, I got the spring in the wrong way. Wow. It goes like this. I need some tweezers. sure there's better videos out there than me. Huh. I think I got the spring the wrong way. Oh, no, there it goes. Oh, who's here? No, you got to grab the... I've got to grab dinner, but I look forward to the rest of the video later. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I got to put this spring in. Thanks. Thanks, Bog. I can just get this spring in. Oh, he made it. Good. Yeah, I'm dealing with my hub right now, but I will explain what's wrong with your hub in a minute. My hub had some other issues. And I think the main issue is these springs are really weak. I'm going to try to put this spring back in, I think. And really fiddly looking at this little pin here, this little catch. Oh, there's the sharp side. Okay, I see the sharp side now. Sharp side goes towards the inside of the hub. So that would definitely go this way, like that. Right. And then the spring kind of fiddly. What we could do is put this other case on. I'm thinking I might do that because I am not having the greatest of luck putting this back together in this lighting condition. I'll try one more time. Yeah, we might. I think what we're going to do is put this one on because these are in here and the sprags look good. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is take this apart, and I don't think I can deal with this tiny spring. I need like some kind of jeweler's magnifying glass or something. I'll try one more time, folks. Let's see if we can get this in here. But Siggy, I'll tell you what's wrong with yours in just a minute. I think I know what's wrong with yours. We're dealing with mine right now. Sorry. I think these are the wrong springs. Dang. Yep. Well, I think we're going to change this whole collar out because I can't see. Okay, but Siggy, yours has a problem. Right. So your problem is that little slot. That little slot is all gummy. So you're gonna have to go back in the video and see how I took this apart. And then you're going to have to take yours out. And you're going to have to get to this level. And when you get to that level, here's the clutch. Oops. Right. And here is, yeah, you're going to have to get to that level. And this little pin, these little flat parts go in a certain way. So when you get to this level, now you'll have to take this spring off and this little collar. Once you get to that level, you take this spring off. You've disassembled it. You went back in the video. You saw how I did it. And you get to this level. Then you clean this all up because yours is being all gummy and nasty. Because what's happening is the chain that goes in there that you shift the gears with, there it is. It goes in there and it catches that little piece. It catches that little piece that's in there. See, and then it moves back and forth like that. And I think some kids put some 30 weight gear oil in your hub or something. 3-speeds only need 10 weight oil. They don't need gobs of grease and 30 weight. So if your hub is caked with oil, then some kids have been in there and they've been spraying white lithium grease or something. They just were putting stuff in the oil hole. So you got to make that right. You got to make that really nice. You got to take this all apart. Obviously, take the chain out. Take that spring off. Take this all apart and clean all of this really good. Okay. This has got to be sliding really nice. And I think that's what's happened to yours is there's crud in there. I know you can handle it. Outside, it's really caked with grease, but I'm sure it worked its way down. Yeah, I think okay, so the slot is gunked up. Yes, Siggy, the slot is gunked up. Kids were, or well, even adults, but usually kids, they see this little oil hole here and they just start pumping it full of dad's 30 weight in the garage. And no. Okay, so we've got a problem. We took this apart and I can't get this spring back in. It's kind of a bummer. So I could just take this other piece and I could just put this other piece on. Maybe. Oh, actually, I can't. I've already robbed the parts off of it. Yeah, we got to make this work. Sorry, folks. We have to figure this out somehow. Maybe I can stand it up in this hub and deal with it that way. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we got to get this. We got to get this back on. Yeah. You guys with me? Yeah, I hope so. I think this goes this way. That makes sense. So far, it's pretty close. Oh, I think I got it. Oh my God, what a pain in the butt. No, it's the wrong spring. Guys, I ordered the wrong springs. They are looped around twice, and the ones in there only have, it's no loop. There's no loop on there. So yeah. I apologize, folks. I bought the wrong springs, or they sent me the wrong springs, or maybe they're for the inner sprag. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Yeah, I think there's going to be a part 2 redemption video. But you guys did get to see the Voyager 3-speed. So maybe the spring is from a different era hub. I think, yeah, I do need some LED glasses, let me tell you. Siggy, I think the spring is, maybe they sent me some Shimano's, but I don't know. These are just wrong. I don't remember them being coiled like that. And the one that came out of there that was weak is, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, the one that came out of there doesn't have a coil on it. And the ones that they gave me to, the replacement ones, God, these are so small. The replacement ones are coiled. So, and they're a little bit smaller. So, yeah. Okay, guys, it's been fun. And redemption video. We will get this together. Yeah. I guess I'm going to sign off. I'll let you guys see the aftermath of what happened. But anyway, I think, Siggy, once you get down to that part, you just got to clean out that slot really good. Since your pegs are probably good, don't mess with those. Just undo it. See the beginning of the video and undo this part like I showed you. It's right here. Yeah. This is just a spare hub. It's not the one I was working on. But to get yours out, you got to find that little notch there, and you got to pound it with a chisel counterclockwise in that little notch, and this will come out, and then you can get that whole guts will come out. That's the only way it comes out. You got to undo the non-drive side cone first, right there, and then you pound that out, and the whole thing explodes apart. If you don't have to replace the sprag springs, don't do it. Okay. Yes, I will just get to where I need to. Yeah, unless I've done something wrong with these springs, but there is going to be a redemption video soon. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys, and hope this has been helpful for somebody, maybe for me. Okay, signing out. Hey, we're going to have a redemption video, though. We're going to make this right. Don't worry. Okay, see you guys later.